Elsa. Is this your car?
What do you think of that, then?
Got a nice pair of tits, hasn't she?
Good evening. Tonight I'm joined in the studio by the Labour MP Ron Davidson and by the former Conservative Cabinet Minister Sir Ian Gravesend.
Good evening.
Sir Ian, you recently crossed swords with Mrs Thatcher over government policy, which resulted in your much publicised demotion from the Cabinet.
Yes, indeed. I would just like to say that although I do disagree with many of Mrs Thatcher's policies, I am still very, very frightened of her indeed.
Yes, of course. What changes would you like to see in the way that she's running the country?
Well, I think I'd like to see less emphasis on the economy, privatisation, defence and education, and more time devoted to the weather. Yes. That is why we in the Conservative Party should be promising to make the weather better.
I don't believe it. The Tories are now promising to make the weather better. Everybody knows that the last good summer was in 1978 under a Labour government.
Your bank holidays were a disgrace.
13 years of Tory misrule between 1951 and 1964, and it pissed it down every day.
I'm sorry, Ron, that's absolute hogwash.
Well, let me tell you now that a Labour government would make as a priority to put money into the inner cities and make it very, very sunny there.
Could I just ask where this good weather's going to come from?
No, let me finish. Within 2 years of a Labour Party taking power, Liverpool, Manchester and Sheffield would have average year-round temperatures in the high 80s.
This is pure fantasy, surely.
And sandy beaches with palm trees and little
Why should unemployed people get sunny weather anyway? I mean, there's no incentive for them anymore.
Well, the unemployed are perfectly entitled to sunshine. The people I'd like to see getting the bad weather are the rich who can afford to pay for their own private weather.
Well, the weather in Russia is terrible. So much for socialism.
Well, let me tell you, it's been nice and sunny in Cuba since Castro got here.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I have to interrupt you there. Sir Ian, Ron, I'm terribly sorry. I have to interrupt you there, as we are now going over live to Soweto to join our South African correspondent, Michael Fish.
Why won't we warn? That's what I want to do.
Coffee?
Lovely.
How's the coffee?
Lovely. How's your diarrhea?
Inspector Reginald Bribesy and Sergeant Adolf Porno were hot on the trail of the notorious Mr. Big, whom they had traced to Villa Grande in Spain.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Good evening, miss. Would you excuse us for a couple of tits? Tits. That's not Mr. Big, is it?
Well, she could be related, sir.
It's a possibility.
You're looking for Mr. Big?
In a manner of speaking, miss, yes.
Well, he's my father, and he'll see you in the library.
Thank you very much.
Well, he wasn't there, sir, was he?
It's the superintendent, you see. He blames me. He always blames me. He blames me for the press getting hold of the Mr. Big debacle, see? I've got to find some way of showing the superintendent just how brilliant I really am.
Yes, indeed. Well, you get the ruler and I'll get the 2 short planks.
I'm going to arrest someone.
Righto, sir.
I can't tell you anything, Inspector, honest. I sell whelks on a corner of Halsey Road. I'm innocent.
So, you won't talk, eh, Jacko? Well, there's only one thing for it.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's electrodes on testicles time.
Oh, no!
The equipment, Porno.
Righto, sir.
I'll tell you everything I know.
Go on, give us one more electrical surge.
You know one thing you notice as you get older?
Now, what is that?
It's like how time passes so quickly, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, one minute you're a young man with your whole future in front of you.
Yeah.
Next minute,
Oh, so 60 seconds has gone by.
I mean, do you know it is over 20 years since Sergeant Pepper came out?
Is it really?
20 years.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Makes you think, doesn't
It
it?
does. Makes me think I ought to buy it sometime.
You never heard Sergeant
Good album,
Sergeant Oh, it's only the best record ever made,
Is
mate.
it? Is it?
It was 20 years ago today. Sergeant Pepper taught the band how to play. It's going in and out of dates. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sounds mold.
Oh, it's brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah. Do you know something? Sergeant Pepper was the first record I ever bought.
Was it
Yeah.
really? Yeah. What, you nicked him before that?
That's right, yeah. Yeah. Well, I was a bit of a tearaway in those days, but what days they were.
Oh, they was.
The
They
60s.
was the days,
The
yeah.
60s, I tell you, can I tell you something? The young people nowadays, they've got no idea.
No, of course they don't. They don't even know they're born, do
Yeah.
they?
Well, they weren't born. They weren't born.
No, they didn't even know they wasn't born.
I mean, look, but
Yeah.
okay, look, nowadays there might be some good rock
That's
groups
right,
around.
yeah, a few.
Obviously, people nowadays like listening to today's bands.
Yeah.
But can you honestly tell me, in the last 10 years, has there been anything to compare with something really great like Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep?
No, there wasn't much to compare with it then.
What?
No, was there really? No.
Oh, those were the days. Do you remember that? Swing in London.
Yeah, where was that?
London.
London.
Swing
oh,
in
yeah,
London,
London,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
England swing like a pendulum do. Yeah. that's
Centre
right.
of the universe it was,
yeah.
Centre of the universe.
Yeah.
For youth culture,
That's right.
rock music and
Rocky
fashion,
music and pop
from the
music.
King's Road in Chelsea to Carnaby Street in just off Oxford Street.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
London was the place to be.
Right. Where were you living then?
Devon. Nah, but it's fantastic. It was. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
The 60s was one big loving.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it was for me.
Was
One
it?
big loving behind the bus shelter in 1967. I think didn't get another one till 1979.
Because, you know, I was very into the hippie culture.
Were you?
Oh, I was very influenced by all the West Coasts, you know.
Well, you will be down in Devon, I should think.
No, West Coast America.
How do you mean?
Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, you know. Oh, I was one of the beautiful people. Yes, I was, yeah. It was a bit before I met you, of course.
Yeah, I think it must have been. He's been as ugly as sin since I remember.
Look, tell me, remind me, who was the big rock star who choked to death on his own vomit?
Jim Morrison.
No, the other one.
Keith Moon.
No.
Janis Joplin.
No.
No, Mama Cass.
No.
Frank Ifield.
No. Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, that's right. What about him?
Well, he choked to death, didn't he, on his own vomit?
Really? Who'd have thought it?
Yeah, mind you, great stuff, wasn't it? Jimi Hendrix, the music.
Oh, that was my favourite. I watched. How did that one, that big hit, he come out? How did that go? It was,
No. You're thinking of,
Oh, that's stupid. That's Jimmy Page.
Oh.
You're thinking of...
Oh, that's unforgettable stuff.
Yeah.
Marvellous tunes, marvellous.
Who wrote that?
Lionel Bart, I believe.
Did he really?
Yeah, it takes you back listening to that music, and it takes you back. Do you remember all those fights, the bank holiday fights down in Brighton, on the beach with the mods and the rockers? Do you remember that?
Of course I remember. I was there, mate.
You wasn't.
Oh, well, yeah, I was right in the thick of it there, mate.
You,
yeah, I was.
Did you? You know, I didn't know that. What were you, a mod or a rocker?
No, I was a deck chair attendant. It's terrible. I had to race up and down the beach, chasing them rods and them moppers up and down. I'll go up and down, and they'd never give you the money or nothing.
What funny. Oh, yeah, it must have been terrible. But it was a terrifying time, that. Because you noticed everybody, it was very, what they used to say, was very tribal.
Was it?
Everybody was part of a tribe, you know what I mean? Like coming, because, I mean, in those days, of course, I was a mod.
Was you?
Yeah.
Because you're a skinhead now, aren't you?
Yeah, all right. What about you? What were you?
Well, me? Oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, what did you look like?
Well, I had long hair, obviously.
What, you had sideboards, did you?
No, we had a cupboard to keep it.
What sort of clothes did you wear?
Like a big purple shirt, right, with twirly whirlies on it like that.
What, paisley sort of thing,
right, yeah, with a big 9-inch collar.
Oh, you had a big collar.
I had a 42-inch kipper tie like that. It was a huge thing.
Oh,
like
yeah, I know.
And then I had...
Did you have flared trousers?
Well, to a certain extent, yeah. I had them sort of purple velveteen crushed blue pants.
Oh, what, you mean like the ones you were wearing the other night?
That was the ones I was wearing. I had them, and then I had a big Afghan coat, like made with the hairy bits. Right? And then I had the beads, and then I had a little tattoo saying I love Simon D.
Oh, I get the picture. Yeah.
So what do you think I was then?
A bit of a prat, I suppose.
Remedies, useless gunships, drown rats, U-boats, German spies. Don't relax until Grandma's sober. Grams is ripe under gooseberry sky.
John had that extraordinary ability when writing songs. He'd see a line in a newspaper, it could be anything, and he'd mold it into something really quite beautiful. And then his imagination would just... unbelievable.
I read the news this afternoon. It's naughty knickers week, and it's always sun.
On another occasion, Lennon saw an old circus poster. It became the inspiration for his song, The Old Circus Poster.
Behold, he and his acrobats and clowns and several other brats are here tonight. Before we turn him into glue, the horse will dance a waltz or two by Johannes Brahms. The evening sounds extremely dull, so I shall spend it out of my skull at George's house.
Well, it's really weird, that thing about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Because everyone said it spelt LSD, right? But actually, if you think about it, it spells L-I-T-S-W-D, which is Litswood. And actually, Litswood is a little village in Wales where John used to go on his holidays, you know, as a kid.
So it had nothing to do with drugs?
No, nothing at all. No, it was hype, that, yeah.
What about this song?
Desperate remedies, useless gunships, drowned rats, U-boats, German spies. Don't relax until grandma's sober. Grams is riding on the gooseberry sky. Delta Roger, Uncle Gold Sugar. Delta Roger, Uncle Gold Sugar.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was stoned out of his mind when he wrote that one.
Yes, a lot of people ask me how I get the distinctive and unusual Beatles sound. Well, let me show you something. This is what a cymbal sounds like. This is what a cymbal sounds like backwards. And this is what a cymbal sounds like when Ringo plays it. Okay, Ringo.
Following the album's release, a rumour got around that Paul McCartney had died. This absurd but nonetheless widespread belief sprang up when various people found what they believed were veiled references to his death, both on the album cover and in the gibberish recorded on the outtrack.
Wait, does it have to say like the more? Wait, does it have to say like the more? Paul McCartney is as dead as a dodo. Paul McCartney is as dead as a dodo. Paul McCartney.
Good evening. Look, people who complain about police brutality just don't understand. All we're doing is simply leaving a mark so we know who we've eliminated from our inquiries.
People who brought you the video nasty, now comes the ultimate stomach-churning experience. The video nice. Starring Keith Harris and Orville. Can you take the Care Bears? The horror of Bonnie Langford, the terror of the people's friend. Can you face the stomach-turning ghastliness of synchronized swimming in Thora Heard? And just when you thought it was safe to go back in the playroom, My Little Pony. Certificate. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
We'll stop it now and we'll start again. This is, well, it's me, isn't it? Today, we're doing all about doing sport. So let's go outside where they're doing it. No, but seriously, let's go outside where they're doing the sport. We'll switch it off then. And here's a young man we think may be the next Daley Thompson. Of course. And now it's Shell with the number 5 vest. But if you ask me, this is what's wrong with a lot of British athletics today. When it comes to it, she just doesn't make the effort. Never mind, here's a woman who's big in Peckham, big everywhere. Rumour has it she's on drugs, mainly aspirin and Valium. But she makes an effort, and oh dear, falls a bit behind there. Oh, there we are. That was the excitement of... Anyway, let's go over there. Oh, just a minute. Oh, yeah, I understand. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, well, there we are. In a football match somewhere, the score is 2-1, and both of them from penalties. So let's go over here live to putt in the shot. This great putter shot. And let's go over to it live then. Well, it was live when we filmed it anyway. Where are you going? Bloody rubbish, isn't it? Well, who's going? Think me bloody self, don't I? It's typical, ain't it? I've got Frank Boff, don't I? It's bloody trouble.
Come on, Len. Come on.
Thank you, Dad. And here we are, it's the young Daley again. He's limbering up for a bit of putting, and all our middle hopes are resting in those hands. God help us. I'll shut up for a bit and let us just wonder at his marvellous athleticism. And that was putting the shot. Now it's time... Oh, just a minute. Hello, yes. Oh, well, there's more news from the football front. Liverpool are getting a fine old thrashing, 11-1, so they're bleeding all right. Now it's time to talk to somebody all about doing sport. Hello there, Peter.
Hello, Dad.
Shut up. Now, what is your favourite sport?
Nothing. At school, we do lots of sports.
That's interesting.
Can I go now?
Well, there we are, sports lovers. That's all we've got time for. So until next time, bye-bye.
Everything all right, sir?
Yeah. I'm just fiddling the box. I don't know if any of you read the Sunday Times.
Well, I certainly don't.
No, well, you can't read, Mel. So... no, but if you did read the Sunday Times, you may have seen an interesting article which went under the headlines, BBC Pay Shock.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it actually turned out to be a revelation about Terry Wogan's salary.
And apparently, somebody in the BBC had leaked the details of Terry's salary, which apparently stands at 400,000.
400,000, which is an extraordinary amount to earn in a year.
Yes, an even more extraordinary amount to earn in an afternoon.
Now, we would just like to say how disgraceful we find this. It's terrible.
Absolutely dreadful. Appalling. In the interests of fairness, we ourselves have raided the BBC files in the middle of the night. And in my hand, I have details of some of the fees paid to the nation's favourite faces. So, where does the licence fee go?
Well, those two seem to get a fair slice of it.
To Ronnie's PLC,
or, as they're known in the business, the Fifth Channel. Joining them in the big league,
Bob's full bank account,
and, of course, Les Dawson and his blankety-blank cheque.
And topping the lot, of course, this man.
Michael Fish. Weatherman and international Playboy millionaire. In a pioneering deal, Michael gets over 200,000 per forecast. Over 4 times that amount if he gets it right.
These two, yes.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a record of what these two did.
I think it's sort of vulgar to discuss money anyway.
Yeah. Well, it is when you earn as much as we do.
Yeah.
I mean...
I've got a great promotional idea for Jeffrey Archer's new book. We're giving away 2,000 copies at Victoria Station.
Coming, darling!
Terry, can I have a word with you?
What about? It's about Michael.
Stand by, stage manager, track 1.
Don't ignore me. I've got to talk to you about Michael.
Well, can't it wait, Tony?
No, it cannot wait. I am not going out on that stage again unless you do something about it.
Oh, dear, what's he done now?
He hasn't done anything. Terry, Michael is dead.
Dead?
Yes, he's dead. He's dead as a door... He's dead as a doornail. He's been dead since we started this run.
Has he?
He was dead at the read-through.
No, I think he was just tired at the read-through.
Terry, you spend most of the show shunting him around in the blackouts and tying him up to the furniture. You know he's dead.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just didn't know anyone had noticed, that's all. Does everyone know?
We have to say his lines for him.
He's just
Everybody loves him, you see. He's such a dear old pro, and
For heaven's sake, don't get me wrong. I love him too. He's a lovely, lovely, sweet old man. And I love working with him. It's just, he's beginning to smell a bit. And
I could have a word with him about that, okay?
Terry,
Okay.
he's got to go.
All right, I promise, by the end of the week.
Promise?
Promise.
I wouldn't mind. He's getting all the laughs. Come in, darling.
Because the human body is the way it is, you need a deodorant that you can trust. A deodorant that really works. A deodorant like new, extra powerful Always. We subjected new Always to the ultimate test. We took 2 recently dead people. One we covered with new Always extra powerful deodorant. The other we covered with another leading brand. Then we buried them. And 6 weeks later, we dug them up again. How did they smell? First, the one covered with another leading brand. Oh, dear. But what about the one covered with new Always? Well, there you are. New Always extra powerful deodorant. It keeps right on working, even after you don't.
The world of television was rocked today by allegations in Parliament that the BBC was heavily overstaffed. We go straight to Television Centre for an on-the-spot report.
Here at the BBC, the allegations are being taken very, very seriously indeed.
Well, and on that sobering thought, that's all from us. Good night.